That's,
especially white.
yeah, I kind of like it that way though.
I like mine pretty sweet. I'm not one of those like black coffee drinkers, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like
huh.
I'd rather mine go like 80%.
We had 3 people RSVP'd for this, so who knows. But,
I thought I had looked 2 days ago.
yeah, it had 3. I checked today, but, um, oh,
I didn't
Dogfish
realize
is on
message
there.
in driving. I just
Yeah,
saw
I just
this thing that
accepted
popped up.
their
Okay,
request, yeah.
let me take some notes.
Did you see that the stream got set up for Monday with Kalia?
Monday.
Yeah.
I'm pretty checked out on anything that's not happening on days I can be there. What is it for?
I'm doing a live stream with a reporter on a playthrough of Kalia.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to wake up today, but with it being Friday, like I got home and was actually pretty tired, so
Mm.
laid down and set an alarm for 3.
Yeah.
And, but that was only like 4 before I laid down.
Mhm.
Turned that shit right off. I was like, nah.
Yeah. Drag is here. Who's Drag?
Yeah, he's one of the people I signed.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
I love this world. It's got a very
Hey,
Bob
Drag.
didn't see anybody, and I said, "Have I been pranked?"
Hmm. That's terrible.
yeah, I always like to find a little spot.
I do.
Somewhere in the world.
I will cozy up somewhere. You know what's interesting about this world? I think that this is a rip off of the Walkabout mini golf world. Because they have this exact scene at the end of that world.
I haven't seen a mini golf world with this stuff.
Yeah, they have a Wallace and Gromit
That's a
course.
separate game.
Yeah, it's a really
No,
good.
I haven't played. No, I didn't play the separate one.
Yeah,
All I can notice is how that blobby thing is floating above the ground.
there's a blobby thing. Oh yeah, look at that. Hmm.
And right here, there's a big gap.
Hmm. Hey, Dave Vance.
Insufferable.
It's
Welcome.
you are,
Hello, hello.
because you would never see
Good
that
day.
before you're allowed to be in the virtual
Your
world.
voice sounds familiar to me. Have we met before?
I don't know. Maybe in another life.
That was it. That was it.
I'm not sure.
Three back, I
Us
think.
eating hay together 180,000 years ago. You don't remember?
That's it. Yeah. You stole my extra bail, and I thought you
Wait,
needed
so
it.
wrong on me?
I did. I
I
apologize.
had to do that.
Yeah, it was revenge time, and that was our last contact before the soldiers took us away to war. So here we are now. 2 creatures in a virtual reality app, not eating hay together.
This new avatar.
Yeah. Oh, we have a horse. Aw, it's a killer whale.
Okay.
That's lovely.
There will. Okay.
Yay.
The
There's-
bullies of the sea.
I know, right? Wow.
The chubby storky.
Huh. So just so you know, this is a live streamed event, and as long as we have 3 participants, we get it started, we get rolling, and we see who else joins our train of woe and play. Drag, I think you've been here for the event before. I don't know if you came at the beginning or not. Oh wow, say. Rat vampire.
Had you seen that yet?
No.
It's a bull rat.
Oh joy.
That was part of the April Fool's thing. So.
Good times, good times. Yeah, so what we usually do is we start by just talking about BridgeMakers norms, which is softer than rules and guidelines. It's the thing we co-create together to make a healthy and meaningful group time. And we sometimes change them a little bit depending on who's here and what your ingredient is, your favorite ingredient to make a safe and welcoming experience. You can also review, I think Carl is probably, oh, no, you're not representing it anymore. I will represent it.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, Carl. I usually can tell you all to point at Carl and you'll be able to see the group norms.
Well,
But I need to.
they changed the dang banner. This banner's supposed to say "I love oil.net."
Oh gosh. Yeah, definitely. Carl is not representing BridgeMakers. Nice, nice. Yes. Okay, I should be also representing BridgeMakers. I don't know if it's working because I had to hide BridgeMakers for a little bit. Connected to cheese and wraps and everything.
Mine is showing as
But
well.
okay, yeah. So there's norms connected to the BridgeMakers group, which you just joined, I think. And they're just listed in the rules area. But you can read through that and pick your favorite one there that's kind of a sentence that really pulls you and you're like, yeah, we need to have that ingredient tonight. Or you can tell us one from being here before or another group experience. What helped everybody belong together is the question. So who would like to go first?
I'll jump in here since I don't need to reference the list.
Mm-hmm.
I pick one I usually say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm blanking out, so I'm going to go with the one I usually say, which is, you know, check in and check out. You know, say hi, say bye.
Yeah.
Respect it. Yeah. If you drop out randomly, send a message on Discord, let us know what happened.
Yeah.
That way we sit here and wonder if we said something crazy or our house just got fucking loaded, whatever it may be.
Yeah, there's the fear end of things, but there's a deeper level for that one, for me at least, which is that it's very easy.
Question about Rule 2,
Oh,
Guideline 2.
okay.
Respect the confidentiality of anything shared by group members,
Mm-hmm.
but then you are streaming it and recording it.
Yes,
So that's a conflict.
it is. So it's the spirit of it more than the reality of it.
While you were looking at me after I spoke, it looked like you were like, just like talking. Like I thought you were talking, but I wasn't sure. You just kind of babbled.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, thank you. So I was gonna say it's the spirit of it more than it is the reality of it. There is no confidentiality in virtual reality. Like even if you promise it with each other, it doesn't mean it's happening. Data and recordings and whatever are happening,
There's
but
no way you can know.
yeah. So we're really embracing that, and that's partly why we do the streaming part, is to recognize that even though these feel like sensitive topics sometimes that we're talking about, as community builders, we have some level of being used to that in here, knowing that we could have people that are going to try to misuse our words or what we're saying against us, and this is a practice of being vulnerable but also protecting ourselves. So good question though.
I don't
Thank you.
think Haya touched on it much before, but if there is anything that you share that you would not like to live forever on the internet, then
You can reach out to me.
after the fact,
Yeah.
pull videos down, we can edit things out.
Yeah. And I still will, I probably pull at least a third of the videos that live stream, just because I don't like some segment of it or I feel queasy about something. If I have any flags, then I'll usually pull it until I can get an editor to make a decision with me, or I can get around to it.
Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Some out of pocket stuff.
So that is a norm, which is please be respectful of the stories that are shared here. Even if the rest of the world knows what's going on, it doesn't mean the rest of the world is in VR chat. And sometimes people talk about what's going on in groups in here and being
Yeah,
as
you can still limit its spread. Even
exactly.
if it gets out, it can
Yeah.
still be limited.
Yeah, that's it. You got it. Thank you for the question, though. And what I was going to say about Carl's is there's the fear end of things, which is we grow. This is a structured experience, and it can be like an intimacy kind of builds. We start to trust each other, and people just vanishing can feel really abrupt. But there's also the practice part. If we can't acknowledge the humanity in each other and know that we will be missed when we go away, even if it's a group of 20 people, like, that's a problem also for community building. Like, there's a lot of groups in here that don't practice that say hello and say goodbye part, because it's really
It also makes
uncomfortable.
when people just drop out randomly, it makes the rest of the people, or like if you're like
It
close
can
to
be
somebody in the
contagious,
group,
yeah.
not just that, but it feels like you're being used because like you're talking with this person,
Yeah.
you're having a good time with them, and then they just
They
disappear
just
without a
vanish.
word, and it's
Yeah.
like they just use you for their entertainment.
Exactly. And you became a boring game all of a sudden or whatever. It just feels like objectification culture. And BridgeMakers is trying to set a different pace there and a different tone. So thanks for hearing that.
And
Yeah.
making me realize I do that when the number of people is high enough. Just this morning I was on Relics and there was like 20 people in VC. So I came in, they were like, who's that? And I was like, I don't know, who joined? and then when I left, I just fucking left because there's so
Yeah.
many people there.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, 20 people, like, can you even get a word in? Can you like,
Yeah.
and in a voice chat where you're all crammed together.
Yeah,
like,
voice chat.
in the world you can
Right.
space out, but in the voice chat
Exactly.
you're stuck in there with
Yeah.
all 20 people at the same time.
That's it. Yeah.
And I do the same in like larger ancients events. I'll just pop in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel that responsibility when it's a bigger group.
At those really big groups like that though, and like if you're not like having a one-on-one conversation with
Yeah.
somebody and you just pop in, look around, say like hi
Yeah.
to a couple people and leave, then it's a reasonable
Yeah.
expectation that you're just popping in to say hi and then leaving.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Totally.
trying to like keep you there and keep track of you.
Also, the types of events really matters. If it's a social event that is just hang out and chat, that's a very different feeling than we have a process we're going through tonight. And many of our events at BridgeMakers do have a process. They have an outcome. They have a journey to it. They are structured, and it's an opportunity to like be on the ride, but not just jump out the train, so to speak. The train lands. I promise.
There's many different situations.
Yeah, exactly. What other norms? I saw you raise your hands, Trey. What other norms do you see that pull you and think, wow, that would be a good ingredient tonight?
It's not stated within BridgeMakers, but for me, within when I do stuff on my own, one of the things I just started for myself. One of the things that I try to convey towards anyone who comes, for them to come as they are, in sort of a way, so that that ties in with the fact of people being a little vulnerable, you know, because like you say, the whole sense of connection and stuff like that. If we don't have our guard at least slightly down, there's no way we can actually have an actual conversation with each other. Because then whatever you're saying of me, more than often it's just bouncing off.
Yeah.
And I'm just here as a talking pole.
Talking pole. I feel like that's an avatar in here. It's just a pole that talks. So
I'm pretty sure there is.
it probably is. Yeah. No, that's really well put. There's a need to have some skin in the game, some vulnerability there to be able to actually create that bridge. Oh, we have a talking worm.
Talking pole.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That works. That's awesome. And is your group name Lamp? Interesting. Well, that kind of works too. You should be a lamp pole. So yeah, thank you for that. I think that's really important that we still practice and within our value system. Oh wow, okay. Well, there's a whole other kind of pole that We don't.
I'll save that for after the talk.
Yeah, let's do that after the live stream's over. But yeah, I think that recognizing a value that we bring to BridgeMakers in that is kindness. The kindness includes vulnerability. Yeah. So thank you for that. Do you have a norm drag that you wanna, or was it the confidentiality one that you were bringing up?
I was hoping that would count, but be kind to people.
Yeah, kindness. There you go.
It's hard
That's a good
sometimes. You
one.
let it slip, but
Yeah.
try your best.
Yeah, lovely.
Nice people only want to be around nice people.
Well, and what I guess my question for you is, what's the difference between niceness and kindness?
Yeah, I was using them synonymously,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, there is a little bit difference.
How
Kindness
so?
is like, kindness I think is more like going out of your way to help somebody, or like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do something for somebody, but if you do it when you don't have to, then it's kindness.
Mm.
What does that make niceness?
Opening the door for someone.
Niceness is not doing something for somebody, but just not being negative to them.
Yeah, yeah,
Saying
exactly.
good morning.
Niceness can be very informal and like
It's not
a politeness.
it's not a thing you have to do. It's just a way of being.
Yeah,
Where kindness is like doing an act that you
Yeah.
won't have to do, but you can do to make it better for somebody else.
there you go. Kindness has a genuine kind of groundedness to it. And sometimes kindness can feel quite mean. Kindness can be boundary setting. And it can feel painful on the receiving end. So, yeah.
I think some people get very, very, like, intense about that distinction. Like, I'm not nice, I'm calm.
Oh gosh.
I think because of the whole, like, nice guy, nice
Yeah,
girl
yeah,
connotation online, that
yeah.
became kind of a meme. But
It's
I
true.
understand.
That's
Like I said
interesting.
at the beginning, like, to me, they're pretty much the same word. I'm just a little more
Really?
fancy.
Interesting.
They go hand in hand. Like usually, it's like a Venn diagram where like 80% of it overlaps.
For me, I would say they are actually a lot more different than similar, because kindness can feel so painful at times,
Yeah.
and niceness isn't allowed to. Niceness has to stay positive at all times.
I don't think a lot of people know the difference, like we were just talking about. So a
Yeah.
lot of them think kindness does have to be positive all the time. So I think it's nice that you pointed it out. That
Is
it's
it
not
nice
always
of me that I pointed out kindness is
That
not
was
all the
kind
time?
of you. That was
Honestly,
kind of you.
I'm getting confused, so.
Are you really? Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. What are you confused
They're
about?
just too synonymous with me. Like, I don't think you could say a sentence where, like, it may sound a little awkward, but like somebody did you a kindness or they were being kind. If you just replace the word with nice, it means the exact same thing to me.
That's what I was about to
Did
say
you a
too.
niceness.
Okay, so all turtles are turtles. All turtles, all tortoises are turtles. All, I have to make this clear. All tortoises are turtles, but not all turtles are tortoises.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Maybe it's like that.
Kindness can
I
be
to me, I
nice
think you're
at
just speaking
times.
of a different spectrum. There is, nice and not nice, but there's also genuineness and the opposite of that. Somebody doing it.
Performative.
Yeah. Like whatever negative.
Yeah.
There's good kindness and bad kindness, sure, in the way that it's like motivated. That's the word I mean. The motivation behind it is its own like spectrum.
All nicenesses are kindness, but not all kindness are nice.
And I would disagree on that one too, because a lot of niceness.
I was getting confused. I think you guys have flipped the negative and positive. One of you is using nice negatively, and one of you is using
Well, I would.
Kindness can be negative, but niceness has to be nice.
Yeah, that part is true. So, but I will
People
say,
can be nice to you for the wrong reasons. Totally.
yeah, exactly. I would say that there's a systemic issue with niceness. Niceness reinforces,
Like
and
without a
If they're doing it for the
flavor.
wrong reason, then it's not actually niceness. Then it's a facade, like Carl was saying.
maybe. What an interesting opening conversation on niceness and kindness. Well, BridgeMakers has the word kindness because it's inferring a genuine, vulnerable effort to improve and support and bridge with each other.
I'll agree with that. Like kindness
Okay.
has an implication of genuineness.
Yeah,
Whereas niceness is just like the base,
yeah,
like positivity.
yeah. There you go.
And it, just in the implication. But to me, the kind is just a older form of like a same, different old timey same word.
Maybe this is a street epistemology statement. Kindness is better than niceness.
Oh man.
I don't know if any of you have seen our street epistemology videos, but on Sunday we do a conflict resiliency exercise where we take controversial statements and we have a spectrum of perspectives and we'll have different arguments about if that's true or if it's not. And we start it with silly things like, technically we could do it as an avatar thing of like, this is a snake or a worm, you know, it's a snake, not a worm, and then people would have to
It's
have
actually a garden eel.
okay, exactly, right. But we get into it. It's really playful and fun, and this might be an interesting statement to kind of hash out in front of the world. Okay, any other norms that feel important to mention? I will tell you one that's important is keeping yourself on orange as we do this. If you do have somebody really trying to join you, please pull them aside and go through these norms with them before they join the circle. Yeah. Okay. Did we miss anything, Carl? I feel like we had a shorter list
You just
today.
reminded me that I'm the one that like invented that, not invented, but we talked on the whole, oh yeah, I'll be blue and like that.
Right, right.
And I was spamming. I invited like 10 other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
Okay.
I'm trying to think any other important ones. I did it like.
There actually,
I think,
yeah. There was one more and it just slipped my mind. Oh, substance use. The request is to not engage in substance use in BridgeMakers events. We believe this is a substance in itself, this headset, and combining that, but trying to practice growing as a healthy human being, that can skew and actually like skew things for the group also, depending on what we're doing. So that's just a general request. Minimizing, if not eliminating, substance use when you come to BridgeMakers. Okay, so let's jump in. So the first part of our evening that we've now a half hour into it, so for the next half hour, we're going to talk about community building pain points. Just those irritants or those soul dragging things that make us think, I don't want to community build anymore. And whether or not you lead a group or maybe you're just very actively involved in a group and helping out, we all have them, but where in life do we have a structured place to actually come and say, this is what's hard for me? This is not about fixing whatever's going on. This is about making space to talk about how it's affecting us. And I believe that just in that act of doing it, without having somebody try to problem solve, it actually helps us grow and get some air and recognize that even though the pain points will, I was glitching, even though the pain points will always be there, we can keep transforming through them. So that's the first part, and then the second part, we're going to go world hopping for the last hour, and we're going to go and look at worlds. Hopefully everybody shares a world or two. Then ask ourselves, how does this world make or break community? And usually there's answers that we'll find for both sides. How does it support community building? Who is this world good for? And who is it not good for? Who does it actually repel, repulse, or even demean and degrade? Um, and we all participate in that because it's kind of a fun, interesting journey to look at worlds that way. Okay.
You should call it scouting.
Scout.
How to scout your worlds.
World scouting. That's right. We're surveying the world for community affiliation. Who's here? Brian. Oh, Brian's here. Brian came last week. Cool. Welcome, Brian. Cool. So what we're gonna do is start with community pain points. Carla's gonna go orient Brian to what's going on. What are your pain points as community builders?
In the community that I'm in, my pain point. Let me think. Today, I noticed somebody in one of the discords I'm in did not want to join a voice chat when it was just one person.
Hi, Brian.
But
Mm.
so like the connectivity of the community to allow those two random people exist in a voice chat together.
Mm.
And I've seen like people join a voice chat and they try and start a conversation and everybody's just doing their own thing. Nobody wants to join in the
Actually
conversation.
engaged.
And then
Yeah.
they leave.
Wow.
Like you can't expect the conversation just to instantly start up in a voice chat of 5 people
Yeah.
and be like, keep it going. Like everybody's doing their own thing in the voice chat. They're just there to like
Mhm.
share a comment every now and then, not hold the whole conversation the whole time.
Interesting. Thank you for sharing that.
Just
So,
the voice chat is weird.
yeah, that is true. And Brian, just to get you oriented, I'm not sure what Carl would let you know, but we're just sharing, everybody shares one community pain point of like, what's it like to build community and be in community and what's hurting the most lately. And this isn't about fixing, it's just about hearing each other and having a place to talk about that. So, yeah, that's a really important one. And we've had maybe 2 or 3 meetings here that have actually just focused on Discord on its own because,
If a person
yeah.
doesn't want to join a voice chat because there's only one person in the voice chat and they don't want to be the second person,
Mm,
then who is willing to be that second person?
mhm, yeah. Nice. I think Dre just raised their paw too, so that was sweet. Very nice, Dre and Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feeling that, Dre? Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of courage in being the first one, and there's a lot of awkwardness in being the second one. But the third one is like, I have come and we are now a group, and it feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, lovely.
I'll kind of take the ball.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
I'll pick it up because I feel like that kind of, I'm always kind of seeing all things are like connected and the same problem, like a group, you know?
Mhm.
And like, I hear Greg's issue there as like the comfortability and like order and vulnerability and that kind of and like on a high level though, like my kind of genuine thing is being in Broadway and getting other people who get what I love about BridgeMakers. Like just to see that like because in a way I see it as that spot where like, you know, Greg saying like somebody's feeling that, you know, awkwardness would then say, oh, but this is BridgeMakers and jump in and say, hey, you know, I instantly feel awkward because it's just the 2 of us. Like, ain't that weird? And like actually discuss it. Like make it like a point of conversation. Like BridgeMakers is a place that like, encourages that. Like,
Yeah.
I think Reagan said something along the lines before, like, come as you are. I think in our promo video I said like
Yeah. Bring all of you. Mhm.
Like, I see, like I try to be that way wherever I go. But I see BridgeMakers as that place that's like encouraging and like being clear that that's what it's about.
Yeah. Really well put,
And
bro.
see people, because there's people, like not just like Greg's personal experience, but I've heard so many people like open tickets at the entrance and be like, everybody says this place is friendly, but no one hangs out with me. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, there is some level of personal, like you have to put yourself out there and be,
Mm-hmm.
have people
You have to be
engage
open.
with people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm trying to cap it off, and just that general idea of, because I'm not trying to turn it into some discussion, but seeing that, connection, like not even making my own repeated thing of like, just wish I could get more people to join BridgeMakers, but seeing that where, people have these frustrations, and I'm like, well, would be great, hang out with some dungeon makers, and
Yeah.
cheers, so it's awesome. And
Yay. Oh, lovely.
I was talking about this the other day in a Discord chat, where like when you're joining a new group for the first time, and I see this problem in voice chats a lot, where people join, like I was saying, and they're like, they want a full conversation going as soon as they join. They think they can stop in, have a full conversation,
Yeah.
and like there's going to be constant talking.
Yeah.
When really most voice chats are people all doing their own thing. And every now and then they like just share a comment or like ask for help or something,
Yeah.
or comment about their game. But what I was talking about in a voice chat the other day is that when you're forming a group of people, there's stages to it. So there's the forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjoining. So like,
Who are
when
you?
you join,
That's interesting.
you have to figure out what the norm is, and then you can fit in there. So like you join a voice chat, you're not just gonna jump in and start having a full conversation. You have to like figure out what the norm is, what the situation is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well put. Damn. Way to mic drop there, Drag. Yeah, I talk to people all the time about the stages of group development, and everyone's like, what? So, yay. Well done on knowing that. That's a real thing. And if the thing about context like that, of understanding developmental stages, is then it doesn't just go into the bucket of humans suck. Because that's how people exit those stages when they don't know they exist, is being like, humans are so conflicting, instead of going, oh, humans are storming, this is a healthy part of group process. Let's hold in the storm until we find some new ground and can then separate with a sense of, we lasted through that, well done us.
In a way to kind of cap this off as like a BridgeMakers thing, I think actually I would like a resource or even just like a BridgeMakers page, maybe that maybe already exists. Like if people open that ticket and it's really hard to tell people like, sorry, it's not us, it's you, it's a skill issue. I mean that's the core of it. It's like if you just try harder. But like, if there was some resource that like, hey, this is something that, I've come across a lot of times, and I know it can be really difficult to, get in, be part of a group that's established or whatever, but something along that I could,
So this is, the request would be a resource about how to read the room?
Yeah, that really grabbed me too, the
Oh, resource about the group stages. Yeah, there is a blog article on
I think
that.
that is more about
Yeah.
forming a group, and I'm thinking of something more on like a personal.
I think the problem.
Yeah.
I think the problem with people joining voice chats and then thinking it's going to go a certain way and it doesn't, I think that lands in the storming.
Yeah, exactly.
They come in, there's
Yeah.
conflict, and they just give up and like throw their hands down and leave.
Well,
instead of-
also, voice chats are rarely actually facilitated. Most voice chats that I see on Discord are, there's nobody holding the container and actually like
Yeah.
being the welcomer, making sure everyone's following into line. And so there's an expectation that there's no container inside a group that is a container. And so there's a paradox there. It's like a little vacuum, and it's stressful.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you for that. This is all really interesting fodder. I'm glad that we're streaming this so I can grab the transcript later and think about blogging on it. Cool. Okay, so we've got Carl and Drag named their pain points. What about Dre and Brian? What is your painful highlight of the week? Either.
I can go next.
Yeah, go for it.
So for my group in particular, I would say 3 months is just only I just started.
Wow.
But the one main thing that I've noticed, which is pretty apparent quite fast, is because of the ecosystem within groups of VR chat. People, they're looking for places to go, places to talk, have fun games, make friends, conversations, things like that. Sticking true to your mission statement while trying to accommodate with people's very low attention spans is a very, let's just say it's a surmounting task.
Yeah.
Because as I tend to do more and more, like think of events, how to get person A and B included towards everything else.
Yeah.
It just gets more hard and hard to try to bring everyone in with that center to have that core group of people.
Yeah.
So what I mean by core group of people, you would have people join groups who come in, they will like, be told by their friends, oh, you should join this, you should join that, it's really good, that people have fun and things like that. They come in and, they will have that experience, but they won't have the experience that you are trying to envision for your group, which becomes, from what I'm standing right now, one of the biggest things. Because, if you go down that route of trying to accommodate everyone to the sense, yes, you can become, very popular and have a lot of people in your group, but then at the same time, won't really have that core, well, as I said before, that core mission statement that you wanted to always pursue.
It dilutes it too much to follow everybody's needs too quickly. Yeah, really well put. And I do think that BridgeMakers is at a phase right now where we're kind of, as one advisor put it, the plane of BridgeMakers is landing. Our events that were at one point every day of the week almost have been whittled down to, in the next few weeks, this and the Sunday event will be kind of the only regular events that we have right now. And so there's this, have we landed and we're never going to get back up in the sky kind of feeling, but it's also a sense of who remains when we're not feeding all the time, and who is ready to make this bridge with us, and watching the people who are sticking it out and showing up and finding routines and building meaning in the place that they're not getting the meaning because they're not at all those other events. It's really lovely. It's interesting. It's a different gear.
Just to add on to that,
Yeah.
I'll keep it very brief. So for me, within that approach, which seems to be working for now, is that, as I said before, you can't try to accommodate everyone. But what you can do is try to cushion that to the fact of adding things that people can relate to. Because at the end of the day, we're all, I'm talking about VR, specifically, and in groups, we're all here based on our own time. So to put that into perspective, giving people different avenues to go enjoy themselves or express themselves is good in the fact of, because they're still doing it within the group.
Yeah.
You still contain them within the group, and then sooner or later they will start to drift towards the main thing.
The
that
main
they're trying to
thing.
expose them
Yeah, really well put. That's good wisdom, Dre. What kind of group do you lead?
It's called Open Mind.
Oh, you're
I don't
in
know.
Open Mind?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
I do event host, and I'm a creative consultant with it, with CapMat,
Yeah.
CP, and Vista.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, and Travel.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Hey, Fred, nice to see you. Welcome. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm familiar with Open Mind, but I don't think I had ever met you in there. So that's awesome.
Like I said, relatively
Yeah.
new, I'm the best kept secret.
Best kept secret. Very cool. Yay. So, Brad, we are going through the pain points part. You've been here before, and we've had some really rich discussions so far. Brian, would you like to share your pain point next?
I'm not really looking at it, so to comment on. But I would say maybe back in the past to kind of get a community going, and this was a full-time job, just constantly
Yeah,
Your mic's cutting out.
yeah,
I need to put your threshold a little lower.
yeah. Thanks, Carl. Do you know how to lower your microphone threshold?
How's that?
You
Is that better?
try talking some more.
It's just long sentence.
Yeah, you got to do it
Just
longer.
a little sentence.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's working. Yeah, well done.
Is that better?
Okay, yeah. Tell us your story.
I'll just say a long time ago I was in charge of a community, and the main challenge is keeping it going is the fact that I was the main liaison, keeping everyone kind of together, organized to do stuff.
Mhm.
Kind of became a full-time job, and then once I stopped doing that, it kind of all fell apart. So,
Mhm.
in my experience, there has to kind of be at least like one person kind of focused a lot on just maintaining itself.
Mhm.
Groups tend not to stay together organically. It's just some kind of game or something we kind of play together every now and then, but if there's some kind of bigger goal, then it's kind of hard to keep together.
Wow. Yeah, that's real. I've heard this voice before from burned out community builders is there's this fear and sense that the moment that I stop pouring all of me into this, it's going to vanish and kind of blow away in the as a sandstorm. It'll just dissolve, and that's the nice way to put it. But that's just this very fearful, like, concern that actually turns out to be true many times for people of like. And so then the question is, how do we cultivate communities that A, have a legacy beyond us and the service we put into it, and B, if they are going to close down, how do we close communities in a healthy way? How do we build the good back into the goodbye and actually give ourselves the chance to lean in and do that? And say what needs to be said, and say it together. And how do we recognize?
Is it healthy to just be part of things that just dissolve and people never speak to each other again one day? This is the last time we're going to speak to each other.
Let me reference my community builders for for 101 and get you an answer there. That is the absolute norm in social VR. It's just when you're done with a community, you leave without ever saying anything, and maybe you hate on them and talk bad about them later on to everybody else. It's very easy to do that in here. One of the only ways we have contact with each other is in our emotional connections, and when we don't have enough diversity coming into our community systems, we create the conflict to build that relationship instead of actually opening our doors up more, allowing the chaos, the trolling, the whatever to come in to challenge us to labor together to integrate these other perspectives and mentor people. And so, yeah, that fear is very real and it's really common. And my question with you all in BridgeMakers may not exist even in a month. I mean, it's really a day-to-day thing. It's been that way since the beginning, but definitely in a kind of quieter moment. And I don't say that to create fear, but I say that to create just honesty of how do we hold together and how do we recognize that BridgeMakers is all of us right now. For today and throughout history, you are all the BridgeMakers of today. This is our event. And how do we do that in a way that doesn't create guilt or burden, but creates a shared sense of camaraderie and leaning in and saying, yeah, how do I learn something from this? How do I take this with me? How do I build a better bridge in my own community system? But yeah, I'm asking the question with all of you of, if BridgeMakers does close, what does that ceremony look like? And maybe we need to practice closing, just like with our helpers. We invite you to come and help with BridgeMakers for 3 months, and then there's at least a month-long break after that. And that's so we learn how to have a healthy goodbye with each other. you can stick in BridgeMakers during that month. You're given an upgraded role, and you're welcome to be in that role indefinitely with no contribution of BridgeMakers. But we're creating that goodbye process with our helpers from the beginning, so that even if they do come back, they know what it's like to leave and what it feels like to have that exchange. So how do we do that for our groups? It's a really good question, and I'm sorry your community dissolved like that. I hate how common that is, Brian. It's very real.
Everybody leaves one at a time, right? Like that's typically how a community dies.
Yeah.
It slowly fades away, one leaving one at a time,
Yeah,
and then it's just somebody eventually gets left by themselves to be the closer.
the
and
last
the last time
person.
they,
Ugh, so
they
true.
pipe in that chat or whatever,
Ugh.
and it's
They
closed.
turn off the lights. Yeah.
I know.
They turn off the lights.
And hopefully everybody leaves in a nice way where they have
Yeah.
somewhere else to go and other people to interact with instead of, it's not like everybody's just gone and like isolated. They move on to other places.
Yeah.
So it's like a melancholy ending where everybody does find a new place.
Well, and I
It's
think
just that old place with that combination of people is now gone.
I'm an old person, and so when I was a child, you could walk your family members to the door of the plane in airports. And so what happened in my family system, when somebody was going to get on a plane ride, it was like a day-long event. You know, we all packed up, we had our lunches packed, whatever. And then we would go sit there at the gate for hours sometimes until that person was going to get on the plane. And that was this like, we know this moment is ending, how do we want to close it together? And we would kind of savor that place. We would have all kinds of random conversations, just joking around and being kind to each other before we sent that person off. We don't get to do that anymore. We have people blowing whistles at us to keep driving our vehicles, you know, throw them out and go, right? And it's so rushed, and it's so not allowing for that. We don't have goodbye places in physical reality anymore that are really made to savor that pause and that closing. And so that sets us up in social VR or online communities even more so to just forget about each other when we don't need it anymore, or it's just too awkward. And what I love about BridgeMakers, because we're going to be hitting a 1-year anniversary, I think, in a month or two here, is that the people.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's a miracle, quite literally. But I think that the people that are sticking around and coming back more and more are the people that are kind of done with the default way to do communities. They want to do something different, and they'd rather endure through the pain and awkwardness of those uncomfortable moments than just go back to the status quo. And part of what we're doing with BridgeMakers is offering emotional fluency training, so that when awkward, which is an umbrella emotional word, right? Awkward can mean many things. When awkward comes up, we can start to name the emotions on the inside of it and kind of negotiate those. So, thank you. Good one, Brian. Brett, do you have a community building pain point to share tonight? If you're not on. Oh, it's hard to hear you. That's okay. No worries. How are you doing tonight? Do you just want to check in about how you are? Yeah. Lots of homework. Yeah, wow, you have a really long tail, Jack. And this is the very end of your education, Brett? Oh, that's amazing. I think getting my associates was the scariest degree that I got, because it was the first degree beyond high school, and it was really this like, can I do this? And what if I don't? And then after the associates, it was like, it didn't look as hard after that. I was like, now I just do 2 more years and it's a bachelor's. And then I was like, now I just do 2 more years and it's a master's. And then I was like, now I just do 5 more years and it's a doctorate. It just kept going. Yeah. 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 You're pretty dead. I feel you. You're in the grunt lunge of the final bouts. Yeah. Well, thank you for being here, despite all of that. And yeah, the next part that we're going to transition into is our world sharing scouting process, where we're going to hopefully each contribute at least one world and really own that world. When we go into it, we're going to present it like you really wanted to bring everyone there. And even if you've never been there, don't tell us that. Act like this is your favorite world to present to us as to what you believe makes the world and breaks the world. What makes it a community space and what breaks it as a community space. And so the first world that we're going to... Woo, interesting. So the first world we're going to do that with is this one. And we're going to think about accessibility. We're going to think about who would love this space and who would probably leave as soon as they came in or soon afterwards. And yeah, we can get up and wander around to really look at it. I'm going to get my avatar to do that. There we go. Okay. Oh. Get my camera. Okay. Anchor. So I will present to this world after we go over here. So first of all, this is, I believe, it's either, I can't believe that it would be ripped off the game. This is an exact replica of the very final part of the Wallace and Gromit Walkabout mini golf course. So I'm guessing it got ripped out of that game. There's other people who have ripped courses out of Walkabout. Yeah, go ahead.
The description of the world says it's from the Power Wash Simulator DLC.
Yeah, so that was interesting that it said that, because I know that the one person I know who's ripped Walkabout mini golf stuff, Walkabout mini golf did catch that, and they did get talked to, so it's possible that it's ripped out of the Walkabout mini golf, but they're changing where they're saying it's from. I don't know. But for big fans of Walkabout mini golf, this could be a place. I actually did terrible in this part in Walkabout mini golf, so when I came in here, I was like, oh yeah, I whacked that ball around here until I stroked out on the entire thing. So, but I don't know that that would be a full deterrent from coming here. I think my biggest, this breaks community, is you have to fall out of the front part. And for people who have nausea or fear of heights, you could lose people in that spot. When they land, they would leave. And I know people who come into VR and do things like that because it can be that sudden. Their stomach feels ick and they know they're just going to get sicker. So that's one piece. I think it's not a good first VR world. What else do you all notice? Who would this be good for or not good for?
Very plain world, very just flat.
Not enough interactables to keep people busy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So people have a chance to spread out.
Yeah. Pick your creator, basically, right?
If I came here on my own, I would walk out of that spaceship and be like, there's nothing here.
So you would leave, yeah. So maybe for a gamer crowd that expects a lot more interaction, this world would not be a good fit, but potentially for a group like Talk Group that has all these dyadic exercises, this would be a perfect space for that. Everybody picks their crater. And, it gives a great container. Well, the facilitator is actually able to see where everybody is, because one of the most I've helped with talk group moments, and it can be such a dizzying thing to run around and try to figure out who you've talked to and where everyone is. So this is a really good, like one of our advisors teaches a course called Civil Discourse with us, and she keeps saying, okay, well, what's the world where we're going to have tables where we have these arguments, these conversations? And I'm like, you don't really have tables in VR chat. And she's like, yeah, but tables are so important. And I'm like, I don't really think the crowd in here is going to be into sitting at tables. That's just not a thing I really ever see. But I can see this being the version of tables, because you definitely have your own separate area. You can turn earmuff mode on, and you can have a dialogue. Now the question would be how to get the stickers so that people have a prompt into the world. So, yeah, any other pieces? Like, I think this.
The trailer for the Power Rock Simulator, all this Ronnie DLC.
Ah, did you verify? Is this it? So they copied this out of that? That's silly. I have to go talk to my friend who works there. That's funny.
It looks like this is the finished version where the ship is all clean, because in the clip, ship's all.
It's all broken. I see. Yeah, that's interesting.
Like it's Power Rock Simulator, you literally just spray things and clean them.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, interesting. It's I thought it was more complicated than that, but I guess not. Yeah, so, it's a role play world. I agree, no interactables makes it, especially when you have objects that seem like they should be interactables and you can't do anything with them, that can feel unsettling.
BridgeMakers ever gone to the power washing truck world?
I don't think so.
We haven't, but I have. It's different, for sure. Okay. Who has another world, unless there's any final comments about this one, that you would like to take us to answer that question?
I can take us to a world.
Go ahead, drop the portal. It needs to be quest friendly. Make sure that it has the little green icon on it. Ooh.
I've lost it. New instance. Group. I have too many groups. Which one? Group. You want group plus or just group?
Oh, you can do group plus, but I don't know if you'll have permission to do that. So you can also just do friends plus. Drop the portal.
I'll have permission to
Yeah.
drop a portal.
Yeah.
I can make the instance, but I can't drop the portal.
Is that true? That's interesting. Huh.
So you said friends plus?
Some worlds they disable portals.
Yeah. Friends plus is fine. Okay. Oh, we were just here last week. That's great. Let's look at it.
Oh, you were.
It's all good. We'll hear your argument for it. That's awesome. Oh, I don't remember the screen here last time. You must have updated
It's
it.
a toggle. It's a global
Oh.
toggle you can turn on.
Also, the frame rate seems weirder.
So what do you remember from last week about this world?
There just was no screen, but otherwise it looks identical.
What other features did you find in this world? Because there's multiple hidden features.
Oh, see, we didn't find any features. We just came here to check out and say goodnight. So, yeah,
It was just flat.
it was just flat.
Because if you shrink down,
Mhm.
oh, frick, hold on. If you shrink to the smallest size possible, and then you go to certain areas of the map here, you can hear music.
Really? I gotta turn my wolf volume up.
So there's different music for each country
No.
or like area.
Interesting. Look, we're all little tiny people.
So if you go to the U.S., wherever the U.S. is, there's firework noises.
Nah.
If you go to Mexico, there's like, I don't know,
Let's
mariachi
try.
music or something.
Yeah, this is my.
Look at that. Whoa. How did you discover this, Drag?
Somebody told me when I came here with a group.
Nico has embedded
A
things.
lot of the countries have different music. If you go to Japan, there's like anime music.
Hmm. Arabia. Whoa. Whoa. Really, friend?
Come to India.
Oh, Bollywood. Yeah. That's lovely. What else?
There's Japan. Japan's hard to find till it's in the night. I don't know where it's at.
Hmm. Interesting. I just realized I didn't. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. You can still hear the overall music too, which makes it a little awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd have to mute the video player.
Right.
There's no control for that.
You have to,
Oh, that's
for the
right.
video player, you grab both hands and pull them apart. It opens the menu.
Wow. Well, I think this
And
is
on desktop.
a whole other level. Thank you for showing us this. I think that.
But there's more!
Oh wait, there's more.
Okay, so respawn.
For $10.99. Okay, respawn. Okay.
Okay, so when you respawn, you need to turn 180 and then go the other direction,
Mhm.
and then run off the side of the world.
Oh my goodness, what is gonna happen? Run off the
To
side.
keep going.
Ah,
Keep
fly.
Do you see it?
I see something out there. What is that? It's like intestines or something. What is? Wow. Oh my god! Oh my god! It's the spaghetti monster! What? Yes! Hell yes! Did everybody make it out here with me? Whee! Gonna get big again. What is this? Oh my gosh. Look at that. Wow. That's so cool. Go Nico. Wow. It's the spaghetti monster. God of spaghetti. Woo! So cool. Go Nico. These embedding things. Look at that. It's so pretty. It's a Taurus, Carl. So wait, hold on. The world is flat, but there's still a vortex. Look at that. So he's basically
It's like
saying,
reflective.
sure, the world is flat, but the universe is still a torus. That's really interesting. Where did
Yeah,
every...
the eyeballs follow you.
Do they? What? Whoa, I'm spinning. Why am I spinning? Whoa, I think I shouldn't look up. That makes me dizzy. Very cool. What is that? That's a person flying around? I don't know how to navigate in here, but I like it. Interesting. Wow. Wait, there's more. Wow. That's so different. Wow. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say. That was crazy. Look at you, Drag. Are there other tricks?
There is one other secret,
One
but
more.
I don't know how long it takes to get to it. I've heard if you go straight down for long enough, you end up in the Matrix.
Wow, we're gonna have to do that challenge at some point, but this was a good start to what kind of world does this make or break. This feels like a deceptive scavenger hunt to kind of create awe and laughter
It
and
is
delight.
deceptive.
Yeah.
So this world, it's a simple flat disk, good for meeting and talking in a circle, but then there's more than you think. There's the audio from the ground, the Pastafarian noodle monster, I forgot his name, flying spaghetti monster,
Yeah.
and then the Matrix down in the bottom. So there's more than there is, but at the initial look, it is just a good flat world to stand in a circle and talk.
Yeah, it's actually, I think, oh, uh-oh, is this working? It's a really good way to actually think about conflict, right? So if you had somebody,
But you go,
who we got here? Hi, Ovadu. Nice to meet you. Hello.
This is for BridgeMakers. They're a very professional group.
Thank you, Jack.
We're doing a World Top second half of the event, and we're talking about how different worlds are good or bad for community and whatever way that they come.
So yeah, what I would invite you to do,
Just checking this out.
think about the thing that has happened in social VR where somebody is arguing a point that you think is exactly totally ridiculous and this person is crazy and whatever. And imagine them saying, I believe the world is flat. And you take them to this world and you give them a larger context. Okay, well, if the world is flat, well, then there's a giant spaghetti god outside and there's a matrix underneath, and helping them recognize flat and there's a matrix underneath, and helping them recognize that when oh, I'm glitching. Can you all hear me? Woo, my frame rate is dying right now. I don't know why. Uh-oh.
She's like froze, she might freeze.
Oh, oh, I'm back.
A big lag.
I think, yeah, I don't know why I'm lagging all of a sudden so badly. Is it an avatar thing?
I'm stopped solid on my frames.
Hmm.
I'm looking right at it.
Well, let's hop worlds, because I think whatever's happening here, I'm gonna crash if we stay around. So this was a great world, though, Drag. Thank you. Who has another world that you'd like us to see that makes or breaks community?
I'll go again. Don't make me go again.
Okay, I'll go next. but
Okay.
This is what I'm gonna show you. Turn down your volume just slightly.
Thank
like
you.
below 50.
Okay, sounds good. Let's do it.
It is.
Is it just a Friends Plus?
Yeah, just Friends Plus is fine. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yay. Bury the light. Ooh. This will be interesting. Whoa. What is happening right now?
So, just for context sake, this world doesn't have much like the previous one. I only use this every so often because of the nature of my group and the people who join. I try to at least bring this world up once in a while because there'll be some people who, they need that, how would you say, that little motivation in their, in their life. And I'll bring them here, I'll change to Virgil over there, and then I'll start, doing the whole motivation session while we're surrounded by everything else.
Wow.
This is good and bad. For some, that's why, like I said, I ease people into it. I don't use it off the bat because some people, they might find it very daunting as a bad thing. Like people who are quite socially anxious or introverted, they don't really want to, be in a place like this or in a mind space they are. On the flip side, for the people who really do love it, they start to copy my avatar, and then we all stand in front of a mirror and we all get motivated together.
Interesting. So, show us this avatar that you wear. That
I haven't, like I said, I haven't used this word in a while, but it's the one with the chair.
That's
right. That's from Devil May Cry.
DMC3 Jester, so I assume he's from Devil May Cry 3, but I haven't played it.
Yeah. It's the one where they're both young.
Yeah, interesting. So
this is like a very spearheaded, what would you say, like a very battering ram. Because of the nature of how I do things and how I do my events, I like to start off like a little ebb and flow wave. Then as it comes to the middle of the event, it starts to,
ramp up.
Go up. And I try to keep it all the way there.
That's really interesting. So what I appreciate about what Dre is sharing is this is not a welcome to my community group. We're going to go right to this world. This is a main course world for specific kinds of events with people who have built enough trust with you to last through the awkwardness of this space. Wow, how do people feel being in this box together? What is this like?
They feel motivated.
Motivated. Interesting. Are there other feelings?
The music.
Oh, I have the music turned off. That's interesting.
If you like Devil May Cry, you'll love the music.
Yeah.
Like, this is very hyped up music.
What
I'll just tell everyone to show me your motivation.
So, what other feelings are here if you have the music on or off? Like Overdue or Bread or Brian?
I don't know if I would ever take anybody here.
Scott, oh no.
It's Scott. Hello. Welcome. Turn your world volume down, Scott. If you have it on, turn it down. It overwhelming. Yeah. We're
I only bring people to this world like as a meme, just like it's funny Devil May Cry.
okay.
I agree. It would just be for like
A funny thing, and then you'd move on. Gotcha. Oh.
If I were to take somebody for
Yes, I hear you, Fred. So this would be kind of a joke of sorts. It would be a like, haha, and a series of worlds with consent. Then it makes community, right? Then maybe they use it to prank their friends. But I think it's really fascinating that Dre actually uses this with a mindfulness-based group, uses this as a facilitation world to actually get people's energy going.
Which is what I went back to earlier, but I thought. Our whole mission, of course, is supposed to be mindfulness and things like that. But you can't bring the cow or the donkey to the water hose. So in some sense, the way you gotta shove that water hose right in the donkey's mouth and.
Oh my God, Dre. Wow, that is open mind and swallow apparently. Wow. Thank you for showing us this. I would have never probably come to a world like this in 1,000 years, but I can see that there is some function to it. And it sounds like the people that stick around when you lead this event with the music up, there's two choices. You either leave the world or you go with it and you get hyped up. And so, what an interesting idea of like, especially if you're giving people enough consent and you call it like this is a motivational workshop or whatever, it could really get people going. Well, wow, cool. All right, well, who else has a world? Thank you. I think we can, yeah, okay, Brett's going to drop a portal. I think we can all safely assume that, yes, it's a very limited box. Okay, we're going to try this one. Woo! Wow. Oh my gosh. What is happening? I think I've been here. This is like a bunker. Oh, it's much stormier than I'm used to. Gotta turn the world volume up. My goodness. Oh, I think we got left out. Scott, I think the apocalypse is gonna happen and we're gonna die. It's good to have a mouse friend to die with. Or a Mew friend. Are you on mute by any chance? Or are you just feeling the somberness of our trapped moment? Scott, did you die? Oh, your voice isn't working. Okay. Oh, yay! Hate it when that happens. Leave my sandwich on the keyboard. That's hilarious. What kind of sandwich is it? That sounds amazing. That sounds delicious. Come into the bunker with us. We got locked out, but then realized that the key code was just grabbing it, apparently. It was not a hard code. Okay, so what a message of hope for the United States and what we're going through right now. Thank you, Brett. This is where I'll be when the apocalypse hits, which kind of it has. Oh, little Polaroid. So who is this world good for, Brett?
I like to think that this would be good for like a small hangout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's very intimate. And the code is easy to remember now that I figured it out. Yeah. It looks like it has quite a barrier to it, but it does not. Who is this world not good for?
People who hate bunkers.
Mm-hmm. People who feel trapped in small spaces. We think that that's not a thing, but for people who do have that fear, this would be very suffocating and scary. This also might be a world that is hard if there isn't a clear facilitator or staff in it. Because if somebody does arrive and isn't welcomed, it can feel like You've now gone into an enclosed setting and you're extra not welcomed because you haven't been welcomed. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because that is a thing in VR. We think that it's up to everybody to kind of welcome themselves and blend in and fit in, but we don't understand the social consequence of seeing somebody new arrive and not saying hello to them. That in their body system, that is actually experienced as an aggression instead of a passivity. And it can feel really antagonistic. And so the walls in this place feel very solid. It feels very insulated in here. And to have people in here not acknowledge that I arrived, not wave at me, that could feel like, ooh, I can't breathe now. That feels even more intense. It's a really lovely contrast to the space. What did you say? Oh, wait. What happened?
I thought someone just joined, but
Oh,
I believe you can make it in.
nice.
She's on camera.
If they know the code.
What's the secret code?
What's the secret code? That's right. Hello,
Say,
Mr.
I
Pringles.
know to go into the bunker, and that might be a problem with this world, but Pringles ran straight to the bunker.
Yeah, in the door, just let me.
Let you in, yes, yeah.
Wait, oh God, there's so
Scott and I literally sat out of the door for probably 2 to 3 minutes, and we talked about how we got left behind, and I was talking to Scott. Scott's microphone was not working, but I was like, yeah, this is the end, Scott. I'm glad it's you and me. We didn't go in Noah's Ark fast enough. We had our little...
I was just watching you on the camera thinking you'd get it in a second.
Oh, you can see the camera. That's funny, yeah.
Yeah, this is.
No, that would have been funny if you could hear us. We were having this whole heart to heart, and you'd been like, "Goodbye, my friend." And then I grabbed the thing, and I'm like, "Oh, the code's easy. I think I'm gonna survive." So, yeah. Well, welcome. This was great, right? I think there's something really lovely about this as kind of like a let's go here and just kind of chat about important, quiet things or something. How many people have you seen in this space before? Really? Whoa. What's a good number of people in this world?
When I do smaller kind of events, I will usually make those cap out at 12, including me.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. It's comfortable. Definitely don't want to be in a world like this and feel like there's not enough rations for everybody. You know, you want to be careful of that storyline. Are there beans for all? Look at that. Wow.
Goddamn green.
Yeah, this feels like a very relevant role play for the people in the U.S. right now. I don't know how many people outside the U.S. are following this, but apparently there's a run on the stores happening this week because of the tariff talk. And
Oh no, I'm low on groceries too.
yeah, people are buying things because they think they might need something eventually, kind of thing. That's what people are being interviewed for. Oh wow, there's nice. Okay, so there's a lot of interactables in this world, right? And so maybe not a world for children or a public space, right? Some very fancy alcohol for a nice Canadian alcohol. This is where the Canadians are going to hide when the United States completely loses it, which we're almost there. So. Wow, cool. Well, uh-oh. What is happening? What is this?
Brace for impact.
Oh, God. Oh, wow. Whose photo is that? Oh, that's from the wall there. Oh, my. Quite the bathroom scene. Okay, who else has a world? Let's go to our next world here. Oh, Chroma. Hi, Chroma. Welcome.
Hello.
Who are people joining on? This is interesting. So this is a structured event, Chroma. And
People that ancients and have multiple of us on.
I see.
Oh, I see.
Gotcha. You're welcome to join us. We're a community building group, and we're looking at worlds, and each person is donating one world for us to go to, and we're asking the question, how does this make community, and how does it break community? So this is Bread's world that Bread uses for events sometimes. And who else has a world that they would like to drop a portal for? You're welcome to come on this hop with us.
They got video games.
Yeah, this is really the Cubby hideout.
You see me playing this game?
Is it a PC Quest? Quest and PC? Great, go ahead and drop it.
Club Ancients World.
Friends Plus. Oh, good. Let's try it. Jumping Toyota. Let's go. You can come? No. Maybe. Who knows? Oh my gosh. Wow. Scott, you got into this. Look at that. Aw, that's so cute. Wow.
So
Yeah.
you're talking about worlds that like I like to take people to
Yeah.
like hype them up, right?
Right. Well, apparently for Dre, I think you need to put this on your world tour.
Definitely, most definitely.
You're creating a chain of worlds for Dre to like hype people up. Look at that.
My phone was already full as it is.
I need more.
The dancing Toyota. Okay, so who is this good for?
Definitely all my friends for sure.
Okay, this is good for your friends. Overdue has a friend world. Okay.
It's good for anybody. Good for anybody.
Well,
Have to give it
we
a try. They never know until they try it.
we think that, but I can already tell you. So I have a history. It's mostly latent, but I have a vestibular disorder where if my eyes move really fast, they can actually get a little like double sided. Yeah. And so, well, I like the emotion of the car. I can't actually look at the motion of the car. So for people who have eye sensitivity, this might be a harder world to be in. Yeah. I will tell you, I will never forget the experience of coming in and seeing Scott like almost torquing to the Toyota car. That is a precious memory that you have brought out, and thank you, Overdue. We need more fun in BridgeMakers. That's hilarious. Who else is this world not good for? Like, what kind of events would not go well in here? How could this world be used to harm?
Have a video player. Can you change the music?
That's a good question, right? Yeah.
Which is limiting.
Okay. So it's locked on this, so maybe this isn't necessarily a good meditation world.
To some people.
That's true. That could be a very challenging, infectious sounding world. I also, spatially, as far as design goes, it puts a stress on our physical systems when we're in places that have no windows or exits. And while it does have an entrance space, you would have to be very, very, no bad or hard feelings between us kind of community. Otherwise, this space could be very off-putting. If I feel like I am stressed by somebody here and this kind of motion is going on, it's going to make me leave. So, wow, Carl, I had no idea all your clowns danced so much. That is quite
Like
a side view.
just highlights for me.
Wow.
Like filters for avatars.
Yeah.
Like I can't ever remember which ones have those answers.
You've found them all apparently. Thank you. Thank you for showing us this Overdue. This is unexpected. We've never come to a world quite like this before. I think we're on a roll tonight. Okay, who else has a world for us? I feel like Brian, did you say you had a world?
I have a world, but I can do everybody.
Did you say you do have a world?
I have a world, but I can wait for you guys to do this first.
Okay, Brian wants to round it out. Scott or Dre, you've already gone. Brett's gone. Who else has a world? And Carl has one.
I think I have shown way back when, but none of those folks that were here.
Yeah.
Were
Okay. Let's go. I'm learning so much. I kind of feel like I'm killing the party to make us leave this world. But you'll all have to forgive me. I love it. Oh, yeah. Wow, we're on a roll. Yeah, we are on a roll. Here we go. Wow. Every time, Carl. Every time.
Do they actually battle or do they all just dance?
It's a dance off. Scott, do you have a bubble around you?
Yeah, I had to put my bubble up.
That's so cool. Oh, I didn't even know you had a bubble. That's amazing.
It's so much louder on the Digimon side.
I'm turning the world volume completely off because otherwise I can't be here. But wow. So who is this world good for? What kind of communities does this world build?
I think it's, kind of like the first level of street epistemology where it's like kind of, like it's conflict, but it's all in good fun.
Yeah, it's all play. Okay, I liked it. So this is the silly part. Yeah, what about you?
I feel like I have an opinion about this a little. Is that I feel like some of the casual, like non-serious words like this are sometimes maybe I'm biased in this, but I feel like these types of worlds are like the best kinds of worlds to get like people to look at. I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased.
Say
in this
more.
because
No, that's interesting.
I think they start a conversation. Because it's like two different fandoms conflicting with each other, and these are like games that people have a lot of history with.
That's true.
And then the silliness of it gets people talking about the silliness and just laughing and having a good time. And when you laugh and have a good time, then you open up more.
Interesting. Which ties back into what we were talking about in the beginning of tonight, which is
Being open.
to be vulnerable, to be open, allows for the connection to happen. And so this world could get some friction going, but also get some conversation, some shade being thrown. All kinds of stories are stimulating here.
Being silly.
Yeah, thank you for sharing
Dance,
that. Dance, Scott. I mean, Scott is just like rocking it out.
That's on the wrong
That's on the
side.
wrong side.
Dancing for the Digimon.
Scott seems like somebody who roots for the underdog, so I can see why Scott would be over there. So, who would this world be bad for? Who could this do some harm to, or make people not feel welcome here?
people who don't like masses of Pokemon and Digimon dancing at them.
Yeah.
People who don't like loud noises or that one side is louder than the other.
Yeah.
True, true.
I mean, I think it's a temporary world, right? So if we were making a whole lineup for Dre's motivational group, this might be a pick a Pokemon or Digimon character and try to dance like them for 10 seconds challenge. And when everybody has found their character and attempted that dance, we move to the next world. So it's a way to help get people in their bodies, but if they want to be released from the torture of it, they need to try to dance like one of these characters.
You want to go to the next world? Pick a side and start dancing.
That's right. Make me believe you want to leave.
Machamp has 4 irons, but only 2 of them are moving.
He's T-posing, that's right, yeah. It helps him balance.
He's asserting his dominance.
Just so you know the lore, hey,
Yeah.
I am a clone of Scott with human DNA mixed in.
Oh my gosh. Scott, what has happened to you? I prefer this model.
Too.
Oh wow.
There's some clown mixed in.
Not
Yeah.
knowing
Wow. Is this your villainous version of you, Scott? Where you turn like super intense? Evolved version? Oh god. Scott's gonna be.
That's the right term for it.
Your next event is gonna be I make the score. Okay. I score. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I appreciate the laughter that this particular group makes of this place because we're not just enjoying the world, we're also talking about what kinds of stories and the function of the world. And I'm a nerd that way, so thank you, everyone. Okay, so we've got 2 more, I think. This is Carl's. What other worlds are on the docket?
Ah, nice.
Scott and Brian, I think. You want to go, Scott? Yeah? Do it. That is your most sparkly avatar, Carl. That's awesome. It's very glittery. And then we're going to find a very calm, chill Zen world to check out and do our closing circle. This is hyping me up.
Instant?
Friends Plus. Friends Plus, yeah. Mhm. Portal. Ooh, you've told me about this one. We get to go visit it. Let's check it out.
Cosmic car.
Yeah, look at this.
Yo, it's bigger too.
I was shocked before the size is also
And remind me, Scott, is this your world?
Yeah, this is where we do the
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Anybody wants to play with the little camera laser.
Oh, yeah. So you have that in here. That's great. Look at that. And then you've played videos here. Yeah?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and open the dome too, because that's
Ooh. Let's see. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Wow, Scott. So for those who don't know anything about you, tell us what inspired you to build this world.
I just really love like space news, and
Mhm.
Maybe later. My dates get confused because that's like the COVID talk.
Mhm.
But yeah, this was sort of like a continuation of that, like a place where we could share the presentation materials. Let's see.
So James Webb telescope, right? So you were actually looking at images of the universe in this world.
Yeah, in fact, we can close this down and actually visit one of the objects
Ooh.
James Webb took as well.
Hmm. We're amongst world builders tonight. Does anybody else here build worlds? Or dabbled? World builder dabblers? No. Okay. Not yet. Ooh, look at that. This is a real photo?
One of my friends who's like super talented with 3D modeling took the 2D image that the James Webb released and made it into a 3D model.
Wow.
And like I can't comprehend.
Yeah.
Not in the way like Miko or Sushi can do. You know?
Right.
I
But
was
still.
super impressed.
Yeah. It's got the orbiting. That's really cool. It must have been quite an event for people to come together and talk about what is actually in our universe.
Yeah, it's super fun and a great conversation to kind of go through like the James Webb's discoveries and then
Mhm.
chat about what people like to know.
Yeah.
It's a really big wide spectrum of stories that happen that night.
Mhm. What would your Oh, yeah, there's more?
There's a little room back here that
Ooh.
has like a battery in orbit.
Okay.
Kind of fun.
Yeah.
So
Do
here's
it.
a little teleporter here.
Okay. Whoa. I don't even have to hit it. Nice.
So if you're adventurous, there is a little James Webb that's floating around.
Really? Like a telescope that you can hop up on kind of thing?
I'll give you a hint. It's by the Earth.
I bet. Oh, there it is. I see it. It doesn't let me grab it. It's cool though.
No, it was out here. I thought it was like in between all these buttons.
Huh. So what I love about this space is that you don't have to stay in the main space. There is a place to get away from that actually rewards you for leaving the main space. That's a rare quality I see in worlds, especially event worlds, but I think it's a really beautiful way to invest in people's well-being, is to make an even more interesting place away from where everyone's supposed to gather. It unchains people that need to not be part of the main group. And it gives them a place to reset their nervous system and see if they want to rejoin, or they can leave from here in a way that doesn't feel so intense. You know, to disappear when there's a formal event going on in front of everybody can feel kind of scary. But this gives people an exit point to kind of reset and be part of a system. That's lovely.
Oh, great. I was hoping for that.
Yeah.
Just like additional rooms.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really important that spaces, especially at their entrances, give people options of where to go. If they don't, it can actually create like survival responses in people where they can prey on each other, kind of like animals in cages, and not really even understand they're doing that. So, it's lovely. So, Scott, what is your next level to this world? How would you build it at the next level if you had the abilities, the support, or the time?
Yeah, I feel a little embarrassed because I couldn't find like slideshow button.
Oh.
But I like to kind of build the world to like a little bit of a point of functionality, and then like the content like that we share in the world sort of becomes like the evolution of
Mm.
what the world offers, and then usually the project like we'll do like a totally new world for that project.
Mhm.
In that one, we take like the lessons from this world and sort of
Mhm.
expand
Got it.
upon the next world. So this one will probably stay around like what it does.
Mhm. But
Yeah,
you
and then I'm
actually
trying to do another.
you preserve your world so that people can see their evolution as they develop instead of just updating the same one over and over.
Yeah, kind of like a time capsule of like that's where the event spaces were for us at that moment, and then like the next one will be like the next iteration.
Mhm. Do you have any questions, having a group of community builders here with us, for community builders about your world? Do you have any curiosities or interests?
Yeah, I mean, I guess like one of the things that I really do a lot of reflection on is like a lot of the events that we do are like very structured with like usually like 30 or 40 minutes of like material on a topic or
Mhm.
something like a TV show or a book, and
Mhm.
I know like a lot of events are more like hangout, like show
Mhm.
up, and like I always love to hear people's thoughts on that. Like, what's your favorite type of VR
Hmm.
like space? Like just unstructured hangout and world hopping. Do you like to see presentations of things,
Hmm. That's
community
interesting.
watches? Yeah, that's it.
I love that question. I feel like that question needs to be posted on Discord and get a bigger answer from people. What kinds of events do people like to attend? Feels bigger than even here, but any instant responses here from anyone before we go to our last world? And then we're going to do a checkout. Favorite type of events? I feel like Overdue would say Hangout World, considering where Overdue took us.
Wait, I'm sorry, someone's messaging.
That's okay. Oh, Overdue did take us, actually. We already went. This was actually just a question about what your favorite kinds of events are. And my sense from you, from what you talked about, was hangout events, playful events.
It's a mix. It's a mix of things. It kind of depends on my mood, I think.
Mm.
I like to play for events on occasion with like lots and lots of people.
Mm-hmm.
I also like really small like hangout events too. Like
Cozy.
I like both. It's cozy.
Yeah, lovely. But what I'm not hearing is the structured events as much. I think there's a lot of people in VR chat that are way more about just chill and see what happens. So. Yeah, but Scott, would you be willing to put that question on Discord and everyone can answer? Love it. Yay. Okay. All right, Brian, take us to our last world before we check out. Maybe we can check out in that world, depending on what it's like. I remember you took us to one world. Yeah, do a friends class.
Okay. A new instant Friends Plus.
Mm-hmm. You got it.
Alright, let's try. I think this should work with Fuzz 2
Brian is new to social VR, as illustrated by what just happened. Oh, I love it. And then Brian's actually probably not going to know what just happened, because Brian's like, wait, I'm here and nobody else is here. I will request an invite from Brian, and hopefully, oh, no, it's not going to let me do that. That's interesting. Okay. While we are traveling to whatever our next world is, I want y'all to think about something. This is an exercise we might do next week or just on Discord or whatever. But think about your most tangling statement that you've heard as a community builder in here that just kind of shut you down? You didn't have a reply for, and you just felt kind of like at a loss for words. And if it was just one sentence of somebody saying something, I'm curious what that is. We might cover it today, or I might put it out also as a survey, but it came to me in what we're doing, how conflicts can come up and they can just become kind of earworms or heartworms for us. Oh, heartworms are an actual thing. Maybe not heartworms, but yeah. Heartburn. Oh, there you go. That's awesome. And so, yeah, that feeling of I don't know how to navigate these words. They kind of bound me. They tangled me up, and I'm stuck. I love those kinds of sentences because a lot can be done with them. And I was thinking this crowd might be good for presenting those. Okay, so I have an invite from Brian. He's in Jazz Haven. Can I drop a portal to the world he's in is the question. View instance. Ooh, I can. Wait, can I? No. I'm going to do a new instance of Friends Plus, and then we're going to invite Brian to our instance. All right, so hop in there, and I'll invite Brian. All right, there we go. Sending Brian the invite. I don't have my world volume on, but I like how this starts out. What'd you say, Scott? Oh yeah, it is. Nice. Oh my. Wow. Is that a car or a motorcycle? It's a turtle? Oh, it's a turtle. It's like a plushie. I was like, I don't know this vehicle. That's awesome. Okay, did we get Brian here? Brian, you made it. Yes. I know. It's very common in the beginning of your chat to do that a few times. So tell us about your world, Brian. Why is this world good to make community or break community?
Starting right now. Session starting right now. You come in here.
Your voice is kind of cutting in and out. It feels like your audio is a little funky, but yeah. Oh, okay. That's what it is.
So at the door over here, so it kind of has a bit of personality.
There's a bouncer. Wow.
Yeah, they have a bouncer on for anything.
Interesting.
Bunch of places to sit. There's chairs and seats.
Wow. Huh. Oh yeah, look at that. Huh. Nice. Okay. I can't hear anybody. That's just the one thing. Yeah.
That really sharp drop off, so you have to be close to
Really close, yeah. It's like earmuff mode. Right. exactly. It is, yeah. There's also a shader effect on everybody that is kind of interesting. It definitely conforms people to the environment, but yeah, interesting. So,
Social place I was coming here for sit by myself in the corner and listen to music.
and you do it on your desktop while you're working on other things?
Yeah.
Interesting. So this is basically like study music. I just want to appreciate that there's a giant cat looking at a fish tank, and I need to get a photo of that. That's kind of hilarious. Cat's like, meow, dinner. Cute. Uh-oh. Love it. I know. You're like, those are snacks. Those aren't fish.
Get up on stage.
Wow. I know the mime, right? There's something very classy about this. I also just wonder how much it feels good on a desktop, and maybe a little bit it makes people have to settle and either take in the music or leave in VR. Ooh. Does the microphone
Am I
work?
louder?
Oh wow.
Can
Yes.
you hear me?
Holy shit, yes. The microphone works. Oh my god, I want this with me everywhere all the time. Okay, can everyone hear me better? Am I not? Okay, yay. Okay. I know it's loud, right? You gotta turn my volume down. Cool. I like that the microphone has such clear effect. Yeah, there's something about it. I do appreciate it. But who would this world be bad for as far as community goes?
People who like being loud in like chaos.
That's true. This world would probably kind of shut down a lot of trolling just automatically because you just can't absorb it. Yeah.
But not just trolls, some people just like there's a lot of DJ club scenes in VR chat, and this is like a very chill club scene. But people like the really loud, rambunctious club scene.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting. I think this
Strokes for different folks.
true. I think this world would also be tough for people who, like, I was hoping or asking myself if we came to this world, could we do our checkout in here? And this would be actually a hard world to have a circle in and check out. It's kind of not intimate that way. A mime speaking and saying that is a different kind of memory. The one who cannot speak is saying, use your microphone to throw the ball around. We could try it. I don't know. Does everyone want to do the checkout here, or we want to go to a nature world? Votes? Yeah. Okay, let's try it. We're going to go to the stage. We do it on stage. I'm going to have a seat. That's right. The BridgeMakers Jazz live. Oh, I'm going to grab my camera. Oh, you going? Oh, sorry to lose you. This is just the last part, and then we're going to grab a photo. So you got to go. No. Nice to meet you. I'm having a hard time hearing, even just a few feet away, so I do think we need to move, because I'm not going to hear anybody. But I have a fun world, and thank you for showing us this, Brian. It is a really interesting one as far as, I think about those YouTube videos where you just see the person like studying with a cat next to them, and it's like an anime thing. I think, nice. Carl's like, let's troubleshoot it. Let's make it work.
Was it louder outside, or is the noise canceling on the inside?
It was muffled out there. Yeah. Let's try this. This is where we started last week. It's a nice world to kind of close. Got a good view. Uh-oh, did that register? Everybody got your reverb. Fantastic. You're welcome, humanity. If anybody's watching this. Wow, looks like we have a couple of people watching. Cool. Wow, we're overtime. Huh, we spent quite a bit of time in there. Okay. You made it. Right? Uh-oh, okay, we're all going down to the beach. Make sure everybody's with us. Yeah. Lovely.
If your computer doesn't load fast enough, you don't get to pick the game.
Okay, let's circle up and we're going to check out here. So for those of you who haven't done this kind of checkout, we play a game called the appreciation game, and it's a way to close our circle on purpose. And so if you picture that we have a invisible ball, and this ball inside my hands right here has all the energy swirling in it of everything shared tonight, all the emotions, all the misunderstandings, all the delightful giggles, everything. It's inside this ball, and I'm going to put it in the middle. And your job is to throw it to somebody who is least expecting it from you and will be most surprised to receive it at that moment. Our job is to take care of each other here. So if somebody's already received that ball, try to throw it to someone else. And it doesn't have to be deep or soulful. It can be something irritating, but the goal with appreciation is just to acknowledge that something about somebody else made me grow. And I'm going to appreciate that something about somebody else that helped me grow. Maybe it's their avatar, their voice, a comment they made. There's also a temptation sometimes to throw the ball to everybody, and I'm going to invite you to resist that urge and get specific. This is a moment when we actually get to be a bit vulnerable and acknowledge something about somebody else that inspires us, makes us breathe deeper. And so the game gets a little harder as we go because there's less options. So who would like to pick up the ball first and throw it? Aha! Okay, grab that ball.
My ball.
And you throw the ball first, and then whoever catches it has to hold it while you give them an appreciation. Oh my goodness, okay. Here we go.
Least expecting it.
I definitely did not expect
Green
that.
hair.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's a great one. Oh, okay. Let's see. Who am I going to throw it to? I am going to throw this ball to Scott. You catching it with your nose. Okay. There it is. Oh, it gave you hearts. So Scott, I appreciate that you showed us your world. I've been curious about that world for a long time, and I think there's something about seeing how a group of people came together with you to create something that is really good for me. And we're doing an event together and getting to see what that looks like as a collaboration. It gives me new thoughts and new ideas. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for the detour. I know it's a little Spartan, but appreciated being able to visit as a group.
Get some visibility.
I'm going to throw the ball to Brian.
Brian! Woo! Catch the ball on your nose.
Barely caught it.
Oh, you got it. Yes. Okay. Oh, now you got it. Okay.
I really loved the world that you showed us, that you picked for us. There was a lot of like really advanced nuggets in there, like the shaders to kind of project the image onto the people's avatars that were standing on the stage. Like I love seeing that. And the fish. So
Hmm. Yay. Hmm.
Okay, so what do I do
Now you throw the ball. Whoever is left who hasn't had appreciation, you throw it to one of them.
I'm gonna throw it to Dre.
Dre. And you're even looking away, so least expecting it. Oh, now you got it. Oh, look, it's a tomato. Oh, it's splattered on Dre. Oh, wow. That was like really coordinated. You got it, Dre.
I like your eyeballs because they're glowing.
So, sorry, what was that?
I like your eyeballs because they're glowing and I felt very motivated to watch it.
That's my goal.
You're like
Just to make you motivated.
You're like an emotional exercise leader or something. You're like, let's get those emotions going. It's like a WWW or something. It's lovely. All right, Jay, you got the ball. Where are you going to throw it?
I'll pass it over to Red Lady.
Bread lady,
The main
catch the
reason
ball.
that I love bread, like you will not believe, bread with mashed potato, cheese, fish ragu, sourdough, ciabatta, anything like that. And I just want to say that I appreciate you so much that your name is Bread Lady. And I have a very small request. Do you have any bread on you?
No.
I used to. I had a baguette asset on my model, but took it off because I am usually tinier than most people, and it looked more like a breadstick.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Maybe you need a toaster.
I see that.
Yeah, or something. Different kinds of bread. That's so funny and cool. Love it.
I am going to throw it to Carl.
Carl. Catch. There you go.
It surprised, well, it didn't surprise me, but I am impressed at the amount of clown-themed models that you have on rotation.
That's so true.
And that's something coming from Brett because they've seen a lot.
I've seen a lot. I've known Carl for like 4 years now.
Yeah. Shape-shifting clown. That's Carl. Lovely.
All right, well that worked out nicely to where we closed the circle back with Drag.
Yay! Drag, catch the ball.
Have to give double appreciation.
Yeah.
Happens sometimes when you start.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, in the end, I got so few options. And I mean, I'll just say if I did blast like 10 people with invites when I first joined. It was just me and Hannah, and Greg is who joined. So very much appreciate that.
Thanks for coming, Jag.
I'm gonna throw it
What?
back to Carl.
What? It's a runaway ball.
Because Carl gave me something to do tonight because I was just sitting there like, I don't know what I want to do.
Wow. Yay. Well, my invitation, Jag, because you've been here 3 times now, would be if you haven't, join our Discord and RSVP so you get a reminder and then you'll know what you're doing. Just an idea.
I was at karaoke, I was gonna sing a song, and then Carl invited me. I'm like, well, what's Carl doing?
Nice. Lovely. How many people here do RSVP for this event? I'm trying to think about it. Have any of you ever RSVP'd? You have to. Okay. Thank you for RSVPing. You did once upon a time.
But Carl sends invites.
Ah.
Carl and I are usually in a VC together, and
Yeah.
he's always up talking
That's
like,
how I end up here.
we've got a
Oh,
thing going on.
lovely.
And if I have time, do it.
Yeah.
That's how I end up here. Carl's like, go to BridgeMakers later? You going to BridgeMakers later?
Oh, lovely. This is Carl's version of marketing. It's like, you're coming, right? You know you want it. Lovely. Well, I would also invite you to join the Discord and RSVP and have a conversation with us in between. This is a spot that you can bring your community pain points and we can actually work through some of them together. If we have a consistent group coming, then we can deepen into those conflicts and learn something. So, that being said, that is the close of our event tonight. Thank you for coming to another Community Builder meetup. For those who are willing, let's grab a group photo. And where should we grab it? Kind of want to do it in the water, but that might be weird. Is that weird? The island.
We have to get to the island.
Go to the, I think it's, yeah, it responds. or that. Let's not get to the island. Let's just get to a view. They're down there. Yeah. Lesson learned. We did. We drowned, respawned, drowned. Okay. That's cute. Water is lava. So true. What is our word for the night? We've been on such a hop. My goodness.
Motivation.
Motivation. Let's see here. Okay, do we got everybody in the camera? All right, look at that. Motivation. Let's take a picture. Woo! Aw, so cute. And my camera's freezing up. Oh, I glitched. I'm glitching. Wow. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Best way to